Some good news from the RBA today. They decided to leave the cash rate on hold at 4.35%. That does mean that there haven't been many changes in terms of interest rates and what we're seeing in the market. But a few things that I'll mention. So just shrink myself, move out of the way, and we can get started for today. As normal, we're going to go through our release statement from the RBA. A few details for first home buyers, investors, and refinancing that I'm seeing. Upgraders as well. So the RBA have decided to leave cash rate on hold, like I said. They are still anticipating that they'll need to increase the cash rate in the near future, but they've said, given we've had 3 rises already, we're happy to leave things for now and see how those raises will impact the market and impact inflation. We'll give them a little bit of time to work. Fuel in particular, the cost of oil, that's been something that they know has kind of trickled through to every aspect of our lives and living expenses, be that petrol itself or the cost of freight, if it's the cost of goods at the end of needing to be shipped around Australia. They're aware that this is having a huge impact. So let's see what they do. We are expecting a bit of an increase nonetheless. So I've changed this a little bit. No change, like I said, in terms of interest rates, but I am noticing that for first home buyers that are entering the market, we're not really seeing a 6.15, which I had last time, as much as we're seeing a 6.3 these days. And so for every $100,000 that first home buyers are borrowing, it's costing around $620 a month. And as you can see, just nearly $3,100 for a $500,000 loan for first home buyers. For existing homeowners, and this is more so directed at you, not investors, 5.90 is an extremely sharp rate. So we're typically seeing between 5.9 and 6.1. That's a great deal. Anywhere between there and 6.3 is like you're okay. But we'll monitor it and we'll see if it is actually worth moving or not. Now, like I said, they are anticipating some future rate rises, not as drastic as it has been in the past, though. So we might see another, 15, 20 basis points over the coming months. Hopefully that stays stagnant and then we start to see a taper off towards the end of this year, if not early next. We shall see. Now, for first home buyers, like I said, we're seeing a little bit of a change in the market. First home buyers in particular, that market has really slowed down. So I kind of attribute that to the fact that the stock is reducing. We're coming into winter, that's quite normal. But with everything that is changing right now and the recent rate hikes that we've had, it's just something they prefer to wait for. They want to save a little bit more, maybe see what happens before they jump into a volatile market, which it's completely understandable and it makes sense. We'll see how long things slow down for. Units are still more popular, like I had mentioned back in May, and pre-approvals, I still highly recommend them any point we can get them, because whilst we've had a rate unchanged today, if that were to increase or if banks just increase rates in the background, like I said, we've kind of seen that, it's going to reduce borrowing capacity and we want to lock in that capacity for as long as we possibly can. Pre-approvals last 90 days, we can renew them at the end of that term. Not too much of a change in terms of upgraders. It's still quite slow, but those who are looking to upgrade, we're seeing more of a bridging approach where they want to make sure that they've purchased before they sell, because they need a place to live. It's not really a concern of theirs to sell. They know that they will. They might just have to take a little bit of a hit on the sale price, but they really want to secure somewhere to live. So that's really important for them. On the flip side, those that are unwilling to move or don't need to move, they're happy to just complete a little bit of a renovation around the house, upgrade the bathroom, add a deck, that sort of thing. Investors, seeing quite a lot of clients waiting to hear what happens in the government in terms of that bill. We're seeing if it's going to pass through Senate. We'll see where we land. Hoping for a bit of not a backflip entirely, but I think more of a considerate approach to the reforms around negative gearing. We'll see. Some of those who are in more of a cash flow positive situation, is how I'm going to phrase that. They're happy to go ahead and take whatever hit may come. Typically looking at building, because that is what at the moment has been proposed, will still be eligible for the negative gearing. attached to regular income rather than just the rental income. For the most part, though, people are waiting and seeing what happens. Refinancing, similar to May, seeing a lot of term extensions, debt consolidations, maybe a little bit of cash out for some renovations around the home. It all boils down to reducing the repayments. The biggest thing with this, like I said in May, is that everybody is struggling a little bit and they want to reduce their minimum repayment so that they can get through this period of time. And then they will play a little bit of catch up later on when cash flow is a little bit stronger. So that's a little bit of a summary of what I'm seeing at the moment. This is probably the shortest video I've done in quite a while. But like I said, hasn't been much of a change in terms of what we're seeing in the market. Just a little bit around rate, a little bit around negative gearing. And yeah, the RBA leaving rates on hold will hopefully mean that things kind of stay still for a little bit too. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you need to give me a call or need to have a review of your rate, be sure to reach out. Thank you.